Hello and welcome to another round of racing in the Degenerate Race League. We are back for round 4 and let's have a quick look at where we've been so far. So for round 1 we were in Suzuka. Round 2 we did Valencia. Last week was our mystery track, and if you missed it, we raced at Monza and it was chaos. Tonight we are at Bathurst. Next week we will go to Watkins Glen, followed by another mystery track. Round 7 takes us to the Nürburgring Grand Prix circuit, and we will wrap things up with Silverstone. Let's have a look to see where our drivers shape up as it comes to standings. After 3 rounds, we take a look at our pro category. Our top 10 is as you see here. Cooper Atherton leading the way with 96 points. Chandler Williams with 91 points in second. And Nathan Henderson took the win last week, which jumps him up to 87 points. Over in our Pro-Am category, Artur Hermanni still leads the way, tied with Vladislav Maverick, both at 96 points. This week we should see a shift in one of those two take the overall, or maybe somebody else. Albert Gionia, after a penalty to Kearney Alwan last week, dropped him to second place. So Albert took his first win in the Pro-Am category and sits in third with 91 points. Quick check of our AM class. Jay Pesa and Tyler Morgan both lead the way with 96 points. Tyler Morgan taking his first win last week at Monza, putting down blistering lap times. Third place belongs to John Malott, who has also taken a win so far this season. And one quick check here of our constructor standings. Sitting at the top 4 now is Greenlight Racing with 170 points. Please Break T1 is in second with 167, and Cup of Tea RV is rounding out third place with 140 points. A big thank you to all of our supporters here at the DRL, whether that's through Patreon, through a Twitch subscription. We certainly appreciate your support and keeping the lights on here at the DRL. A special thank you to these individuals you see on the screen who are our gold Patreon subscribers. As always, thank you. As we head over onto the track now, drivers got last 9 minutes or so of practice. My name is Morgan Dino, and once again I am joined by Sam. How's it going, Sam?
Thank you very much, Mr. Dog, for the 5 bits. We will definitely be having drinks on you tonight. Appreciate it. But no, things are good. It's back Tuesday evening, so can't complain.
Yeah, should be a good one. Well, there's some exciting stuff happened last week. We were at Monza. There was, as we expected, a lot of lap 1, turn 1 chaos. And yeah, some interesting storylines from that race. Obviously, the big and exciting one we'll start off with was in our AM division, Tyler Morgan took his first win amongst the AM drivers.
Yeah, and something fantastic and amazing followed that first win, and I wish we had it available to share on stream right now. But hopefully we'll be working on getting what Tyler did on the, what is it called? The redemption, the points, the rewards on the stream that people can redeem.
Yeah, we didn't have time to get it in for tonight, but we've got a new video clip of Tyler, essentially, that we're going to make available for points redemption here on Twitch stream. Not ready for tonight, but we'll see if we can get it ready for next week. If you didn't see what Tyler was up to, either you're part of the league or not, head over to our Discord, and you can take a look and see what Tyler got himself up to in the Race Recaps channel. Thank you for sharing that link, Sam.
Yeah,
well, also last week we had another winner in our Pro-Am category. So the first 2 races were taken by Arturs and Vladislav. Last week, Vladislav absent from the track. Arturs not the best race, not terrible though. He still did finish P3 in the end. But we actually, crossing the line, Kurniawan was our winner. But after the stewards sifted through their hundreds of penalty reports, he was dropped from the win of Pro-Am category, and the win went to Gionia. So, new winner for our Pro-Ams. Congratulations to Albert for taking the win. Yeah, it was some close racing in that category actually last week. And then in our Pro division, we had yet another new winner. So last week saw quite the interesting lead changes actually for, well, in the Pro category, but it was also for the overall of the race. So early on, Dinarte was leading the race. His teammate Chandler Williams, I think, got caught up in early lap 1 incident, was spun around, maybe had some damage, and I think he was a lap down. And as his teammate went by him, Dinarte lost a little bit of control through Ascari chicane, and then Chandler Williams collected the back of them, taking them both out. So Dinarte went tumbling down out of first again. So that's a unfortunate second incident between teammates, and yeah, so that left Dinarte followed that, handed the lead off to Nagastev, wasn't it? I believe Nagastev took the lead. Nagastev caught himself into some lap traffic trouble and was spun out, and the lead was then handed to Kerbal, and Kerbal earned himself a stop-go 30, I believe it was, for speeding in the pit lane. So a bit of calamity errors for several race leaders that night, and the win ended up going to Nathan Henderson. So another first-time winner in the DRL. All right. Well, we've got about 4 minutes or so left in practice. As you can see, this week we are at Bathurst. Definitely a fan favorite track. A lot of people love this one. I really enjoy it. Bathurst is definitely one of my favorite tracks. Kind of in any racing game, whether it's in here or in iRacing or other games I've played over the years. So super fun track, really technical. I mean, this whole mountain section that we're riding on board Hermione with right now, as you can see, is pretty tight. Walls are close, not a lot of room for error, but super fun. Hey, Sam?
Yeah, Bathurst is it's daunting at first, but definitely one of my favorite tracks. Once you start to figure it out and get the flow, it's a lot of fun and it makes for some good racing. But like you said, super tight. You're right up against the walls, and there's really no room for error. And if you do make contact with the wall, it's usually a bent wheel. So super fun track, and hopefully we can get through a couple laps without carnage.
Yeah, for sure. And pretty difficult to pass through there, too. I can't say that I've seen very many or any overtakes through that whole mountain section. I think, the only really opportunity you might get is potentially at Skyline if it would require the driver ahead to make a mistake, I think. But that's really it. Otherwise, you kind of just have to follow the car ahead and kind of wait for the exit out of Forest Elbow there before you hit that long straight.
Yeah, and also it's a lot of different feelings when you're driving, like some different facts about the track. I mean, 571 feet of elevation change, or 174 meters. So that's a lot of up and down and different sort of braking going uphill versus downhill, and also trying to manage corners without hitting a wall. So it's a lot to manage.
Yeah, it definitely probably one of the more technical tracks in the game, without a doubt. Maybe second to obviously the full Nürburgring, but yeah, like you said, when you put the time into this track and you really spend the time learning it does offer a lot of flow, and it's a super fun track to drive. Again, frustrating at times because it is actually, like we say every week, another track that's challenging to overtake on. But I do think it offers more opportunity for overtaking. You do have a couple really long straights, and into which two of them do go into some pretty hard braking zones. So if you've got a good slipstream and you're close on the exit onto those straights, there's definitely opportunities for overtakes here.
Hopefully we can see some clean ones.
Hopefully we see some clean ones. Yeah, last week was a little messy at Monza, which we sort of expected. Again, it was our mystery track. Drivers didn't get a chance to practice. So this week we're back to kind of normal routine. Drivers have all been on track for the last 6 days and getting to grips with the conditions we've set for the race too, the weather, the temperature, and all that. So.
Well, once again, we've got the two Mustangs at the front. I know it's just a practice session, but we're usually seeing them, and Denarte is actually cooking some serious breakfast right now. He is almost into the 159s, which already right now we've got some drivers that should be IRL GT3 drivers, as they've broken some records here, as for example, the 2018 Bathurst 12-hour pole was by Chaz Mostert in the BMW M6 GT3 at a 201.286. So definitely hope to see some of these drivers on the Bathurst 12-hour.
They're going to be driving real cars next year. Yeah, so definitely some fast times being put down by those top two. But still, Sam, I just checking out our very own DRL leaderboard, and they have not beaten our overall best time, which actually belongs to Andre Strimman from last season. He did a 2-minute .055. So we're close.
2/10.
We're close. We got about 2/10 to go for Denarte to take that away. Neil Kerbel actually also has a 2-minute .132 on this track from previous season.
All right, coming into the quali session, the pro-ams and the abs are going to be heading out on track and set some times.
Yeah, that's right. We're into our 20-minute qualifying session, and as a reminder, the way we work here at the DRL, our pro-ams and AMs go out at the same time, as we have a pro-am and AM teammate driving side by side down the mountain straight. That will be Artur Hermanis and Tyler Morgan as they head out to push on for their outlap before starting their first flyer. So yeah, the first 10 minutes go to AM and Pro-Am, and then our second 10 minutes will be used by our Pro category. Now, being a bit of a longer track, as you've seen, we had lap times well over 2 minutes and beyond. Not as many opportunities for drivers to set a time in that 10-minute period. You're going to get your outlap, and then you might get three flying laps, Sam, maybe 4 if you're really pushing. So yeah, drivers got to be on it from their first attempt, try to get a good lap in, and of course around here with the technical nature of this track, there's always the chance that you might come around the corner and have a driver in the middle of the road. So,
and it's quality scary in this track because you don't want to make a mistake. You touch a wall and now you have to go back to the pit, and essentially limits you to almost just 2 hot laps. So definitely got to take your time and almost let your tires warm up for 2 laps until you really start pushing on the 3rd. Thank you, Mr. Evan, for subscribing for 3 months in a row. From the bottom of my heart, thank you very much. You've made my day and my evening.
Well, Sam, what do you say we do a full onboard lap here? It's not something we've done yet in quali. Let's take our viewers through a full lap here at Mount Panorama. We're going to use Artur Hermanis since he's the first to cross the line. So he heads down the pit straight into turn 1 through Hell Corner. Make his way onto the mountain straight, which is a pretty long run here. This is again one of those parts of the track where if you're close on the exit of turn 1, you could have an opportunity to make an overtake here into turn 2. So he'll go through turn 2 here, which is named Quarry's Bend. He'll make his way around and then up into the section of the track which is called the Cutting. This is a pretty difficult section, a little lift here, then you got to get heavy on the brakes. Again, like Sam said earlier, the elevation change starts here. It's pretty unique for driving these cars. They handle a little bit differently going uphill and downhill, so a little bit just something that's different that you don't get at any other tracks. Feathers the throttle here as he rounds the corner here up onto Skyline. Through Skyline here, he's going to hit this new S's section, which is pretty tricky. You got to be really on your braking here. Drops down through the dipper, and he'll make his way down here. A couple more turns before you're around this corner, and you're hard onto the brakes here into Forest's Elbow. Tight hairpin. You want to get on the throttle as quick as you can. Oh, he just hangs onto it. And then down this really long Conrod straight. Again, this is probably another good overtake opportunity here if you're close. You run all the way down this straight. We're going to have a little kink at the end, and then into a pretty hard braking zone here through the chase. He exits here nicely on the throttle, and then one more hard braking zone into the final corner. This is Murray's corner. And that's a lap around Bathurst with Artur Hermani, who does a 202.235.
That was a good lap. The uphill definitely had me clenching when he was holding our pinned. It was a couple close moments there, but yeah, I mean, a little bit of room for improvement there, Arthur's. No, I'm just, I don't know what I'm talking about. But good lap. That was nice.
Yeah, it was nicely done. I know from just what we saw in practice, Archer's definitely got more pace in that car. He looked like we said, looked a little squirrely there, but he's got that first lap in. He's got a banker. He's a lead car on track, and he's got a bit of space ahead of him though. So we ride on board with Braden Breeze, who's caught up to traffic. He's hot on the heels of Dan De La Torre. So he's either going to stay there and try to use the slipstream. He chose not to back out. He must feel that Dan has maybe got the pace to stay in front of him for the lap. I'm just going to use him as a tow. Oh, maybe looks like he has backed out of it now.
Yeah, I mean, according to the leaderboards, he definitely would have caught up to him, and it's tough when you catch up to someone because we do have a rule in DRL where you can't really pass the car in front in quali unless they are obviously letting you by. So you kind of have to make a decision to keep going and set a slower lap, or just give it up entirely. So he'll still get 1 or 2 laps in and be able to hopefully make some improvement.
Yeah, it looks like he should get around the track and definitely have time for one more. Yeah, it's tough when you. I mean, I think we've all been there. It's easy to catch cars sometimes. I mean, sometimes the driver ahead either makes a mistake. In which case, as Sam kind of did discuss the rules, if drivers, he has a good wall hit. If drivers do invalidate their laps, they do need to yield to cars catching. So if somebody goes off track and they've basically thrown their lap away, those drivers are expected to get off the racing line if they are being caught. Otherwise, yeah, there's no overtaking in qualification.
Excuse you.
Pardon me.
That's okay. Oh, we've got 3.5 minutes, just under. Looks like the Pro-Ams are definitely setting into their place. As you can see, it's all gray from 1 to 9, and then we've got the red AMs. Looks like Leung must have had a couple hits to the wall or something, and Zahara must have invalidated. They have not set proper times.
Few drivers who have not set a time. Archer's big snap. He did improve on his second lap, it looks like, because he's down to the 201.9 now. Gionia not far behind, 7/10 off. And Vladislav Maverick sitting in third, 1 second back.
Ranis has definitely set his place. He is not even close. Second's not even close.
Cameras on Artur Hermani, who this lap is a couple seconds off the delta, so maybe he is backing out just in case. He'll have time for one more, it looks like. So he's giving a bit of space, it looks like, to the 85 ahead, which is the car of John Malott.
Who has not set a time yet.
Russell Stamford is on a good lap. He's 1.2 seconds up on his previous best as he heads down the Conrad straight. Over Gionia. May not be on a valid lap here. It looks like Leung lets him by. On board with Wes Romery, who crosses the line and sets a 203.6 that lap. A few tenths off his best so far as he catches, looks like the car of Zahara. Yeah. Albert Gianni across the line does not improve, so very few opportunities for drivers to improve now. These drivers will have 50 seconds to start another lap. If they're not able to do so, that will be the end of qualifying for them. So they may finish the lap they have started as long as they start the lap before the 10-minute mark. Augie Watt heads to the start-finish line, and he improves slightly for a 204.2. Yellow flag for Tyler Morgan, driving very slowly. He gets off the track, out of the way of his teammates, and obliterates 5 boards on his way through.
Yeah, goodbye. Some track debris. Welcome, Eric. Thanks for joining the stream. Hope you're having a good night. This fine DRL Tuesday. We've got the pros coming out on track now. Looks like they're not hesitating whatsoever, which means we're going to get a good old bunch up near the end of the track. They are not holding back.
Archer Hermani improves for a 201.8, so he is the lead Pro-Am driver at the moment. Gionia is in the pit, so he will not improve. Vladislav Maverick is up by half a tenth. We'll stay on with him here for a moment, see if he can improve his final attempt. Maverick,
Eric, that is true.
Brakes hard into the final corner. Across the line to take P2 in Pro-Am. So a good final lap by Vlad, as he parks it now for his quali coming to an end.
I don't know, Eric. We'll see if Kerbal breaks the curse. Now that I think about it, he has been kind of doomed on Bathurst, hasn't he? So hopefully we can see a nice clean race with no having a tow.
Yeah, I remember the first race. It was towards the end of the race. He was taken out by an unsafe rejoin, if I remember right, in the last couple of laps. And then, correct me if I'm wrong, Sam, I think you killed him the last time we raced at Bathurst.
Yeah, you know what? I don't recall it happening like that, but I don't know. I think it was, probably Tyler Morgan that took him out, but possibly it could have been me. I don't know. Who knows? So.
That's the guy that didn't have to pit.
Evan has redeemed.
Yeah.
Get bent, Chris.
Get bent, Chris. Oh my god.
That's a sensitive moment for me.
Cooper Atherton starting his first flyer. Cooper quietly in first place in the overall, actually. You know, he did not have the greatest of races at Monza, but we do offer a drop round here in the DRL. So as of now, Monza is his drop race, and he sits himself in first overall in the standings again.
Nathan Henderson, we expect him to be P1 here, being a home race.
That's right, home race for Nathan Henderson, one of our DRL drivers from Australia. Although I seem to recall him mentioning this maybe isn't one of his favorite tracks. So, hometown track, maybe not his favorite. We'll see how he goes here.
Hometown curse, I think it is a thing. I mean, Gavin Cook on Silverstone, it's not a pretty sight. So, I mean, it all makes sense. Kidding, Gav. Not really, but.
What does it say on the back of Nathan's car there? I can't quite see it. You need to get good? Something like that.
Probably something humorous.
Looks like you need to get good. Or get going, maybe? I don't know.
I can't tell.
Get good, I think. Love the shout out to Pit Vipers.
Logo?
Yeah. Love the Pit Viper logo. I was an early adopter of Pit Vipers. And we're just gonna take a little tangent on Pit Viper here for a sec. I want to tell you how rad they are of a company. So I bought Pit Vipers, I can't even tell you how many years ago now. Like when they first came out. And they offer a lifetime warranty. And mine are beaten to crap. And then recently lost a nose piece. And filled out their little warranty form thinking maybe they'd just send me a new nose piece. They're sending me a couple free pairs of glasses. How about that? Thanks, Pit Viper.
There you go. Yeah, Pit Vipers, they're pretty special glasses. I mean, you can wear them mountain biking, you can wear them fishing, no matter what time I'm wearing them. I mean, I feel like a badass. I feel fast. And, yeah.
You're always ready to party when you're wearing Pit Vipers.
Always.
All right, back to the racing action. Let's have a quick check of the leaderboard, see how these guys are doing in qualification. So Cooper Atherton sitting at the top there with a 201.55. Neil Kerbal not too far behind, a little less than 2/10 with a 201.7. So we see Nagastev return to pits, so obviously not happy with the lap he was on. So he resets and heads back out.
Well, he is in a Red Bull livery, so...
Chandler Williams entering the final corner as we see Denarte take the fastest time there as a 2:02.52. What can Williams do? What was it? 2:01.240. As of now, Denarte's got a very comfortable, almost full second gap to P2.
Atherton very much improved on his time, taking P2. Kerbal as well.
If it isn't Mike Honcho himself, shake and bake, buddy! Shake it before you bake it!
That Mustang sounds crazy. It's helicopter view.
Yeah. Mustang goes good at Bathurst. I mean, it's that car that's just got that incredible straight line speed. And I mean, you take a quick look at the track map and you can see how long a couple of those straights are. So the car is blistering quick. Riding on board with Darren Wicks. Oh, he's back in the Venom livery. His lawyers must have got the note from the Swine Flu Syndicate team.
Yeah, definitely the Venom livery is super unique. I love it, and I love that he doesn't have a lawsuit on his hands as well. So
yeah, it was probably
continue to keep that livery away, and won't have to hear from the lawyers because the threats are real, Aaron. The threats are real.
Cooper Atherton slightly improving on this lap. See what his time is as he makes the final corner, crosses the line, improves by a couple of tenths. Still 5/10 off the lead. Daniel Hirsch is improving. He jumps up to 8th place. Got a minute and a half left in this qualifying session. Looks like most drivers coming down the back straight should get to the start-finish line one more time. So one more lap for everybody. Let's see who can improve on one more shot. So we look at Daffa, who looks to improve on this lap, and he jumps up to P20 with a 203.4. On Donovan heading through the cutting. He's up a couple tenths on this lap so far. See if he can hang on to it through this challenging mountain section. Oh, little tap of the wall there from Don. Oh, through the grass. Let's see if he can hang on to it over Skyline. This might be a throwaway lap. He's still
As long
pushing.
as you can let go of the, as long as you let go of the throttle when that happens, you usually can save it. But it's a very common place to hit the wall where he did. A lot of people want to do it flat out, which you can, but you have to get it almost perfect. Otherwise, you'll kiss that wall and kiss your lap goodbye. So
Yeah, it does look like Donovan did invalidate there. As his time falls off the board for me. Just keeping an eye on it. Nathan Henderson on for a little bit of an improvement here, but yeah, Nathan a little bit further down the board than we thought he might be. Sitting in 7th currently. Home race curse, as Sam said, maybe. So we watch Kerbal finish his lap and pull over. He's currently in P4. Not too many drivers improving on this final lap. Darren Wicks is in the green. He has the room to maybe move up. Dean Stefani crosses the line. He stays in 6th. The final corner for Darren Wicks, and he's able to improve to 8th.
Will Williams improve? Oh, he's already finished. Never mind.
Like the last driver to take the checker flag should be Negatsev. Let's see if he can improve. A little bit of oversteer, and that'll be his lap over.
A little bit
Unfortunate.
Of a late break.
Yeah, tried to push the time a little bit farther and lost it. So that'll be our qualifying as Denarte takes the top spot, the comfortable 3/10 back to his teammate Chandler Williams in P2, and Cooper Atherton rounding up that top 3 starting position.
Well, I would get started ASAP on the grid walk as we've got over 30 drivers. As you can see, that is a pretty sight.
A lot of cars. It's a lot of cars.
A lot of cars. It's a lot of cool liveries too.
All right, well, let's get us set up for grid walk action, shall we? All right. Your pole man was this 4 weeks in a row. Denarte driving for Please Brake Turn 1 alongside again his teammate Chandler Williams, both driving the Ford Mustang. The number 77 Cooper Atherton in 3rd place. P4 Neil Kerbal driving for Guardian Angel in the 395 Mustang. Kyle Hirsch from Dive Bombers driving the number 21 McLaren. Dean Stefani sitting in 6th with Green Light Racing. Nathan Henderson, hometown hero, driving for Get Good Racing in the number 7th spot, driving the number 31 Aston Martin. Darren Wicks back in the Venom livery, driving for Green Light Racing, the number 46 Porsche. Daniel Hirsch, welcome back to the grid after a couple-week break. Daniel Hirsch driving for RTC Racing in that beautiful new livery. Number 48, sitting in 9th. Artur Hermanis in 10th spot, driving for Team DNF, the number 44. Don Donovan from Halftone Racing in the 333, sitting in 11th. Daniel Negatsev for Pino Farina, the number 33. Muammar Dafa for Steve's Racing Division, driving the number 15 BMW, sitting in 13th. Spencer Braun for Braun GP, the number 7 Porsche. Love those colors. Vladislav Maverick for Cup of Tea 3, the number 74, 15th. Albert Gionia driving the number 98 for Mustang, sitting in 16th. Gav Cook driving for the Shake and Bake, number 69, nice. Russell Stanford also driving for Cup of Tea 3, number 20 Bentley. Damian Zabwotsky sitting in 19th, driving the Porsche. Wes Romary also for Halftone Racing in the 444, sitting in 20th. 21st position is Kevin Palaniuk for Cyber Tunes. Alongside him is Sean Ches in the Party Pickles. Senior Tarugo, also driving for Cyber Tunes, driving the number 8 Porsche. In 24th spot, we have Jay Pesa with JP and Samantha Tan Racing in the 135 McLaren. Buggy Watt for Zillow Red Bull in the 410 Nissan. Alan Leung for the 9PM Racers in the 555. And Tyler Morgan also for Team DNF, driving the number 72 Aston Martin, sitting in 27th. John Malott, also teammates with Buggy Watt, driving for Godzilla of Metal. Those two obviously don't have matching team names this week, but they are on the same team, driving the Nissan. Braden Breeze for Team Solo Q, 666 in 29th spot. And his teammate alongside him, Grant Zahara, driving in the number 23 in 30th spot. And rounding up the grid, Dan Dillator for Shake and Bake in the number 26 AMR. That is our grid, Sam. I think I made it through in record time this time.
Yeah, with a minute to spare. To look at Dan. What a nice livery up there. No, I'm getting pretty nervous. I'm realizing how many drivers there are and what can happen. You know, what's always happened almost every race so far is turn number 4, I believe, when you start going uphill. A lot of the time you come around that corner on lap 1 and there's 1 or 2 cars facing you. So hopefully that doesn't happen this time. And I speak out of experience.
Yeah, and this something about Bathurst. It's not a very long run to turn 1, but I don't know what it is around turn 1 here. Maybe we can see when these guys get going on their formation lap. It really invites people to go 3 and 4 wide into turn 1. I think maybe because it is such a short run and cars are bunched up and then it's really hard onto the brakes. Quite often we've seen in our races here drivers going 3-4 wide into turn 1 and rarely does it end well. I think it maybe has to do with that runoff apron there, kind of almost inviting it, making it look like there's more space into there than there really is. Hopefully drivers can behave though, and we have a clean getaway for everybody through the first few turns, and especially the mountain section.
The Venom livery sure stands out. Looks mean.
Yeah, that would definitely catch my attention if I was the car ahead of them in my rearview mirror, that's for sure. Is that Nathan
Got a couple
Henderson ahead of them?
wigglers. Does weaving really? Does it really do much in this sim in ACC? I think some people have had more luck with dragging their brakes.
Yeah, I'm not totally sure. I can't say that I've noticed much of a difference between swerving and not swerving. But like you said, I have had better luck driving and dragging the brakes to heat up the brakes, which then heat up the tires. But of course, doing that, you got to make sure you account for fuel, because you can certainly burn more fuel and throw off your calculations if you don't factor that in.
Carlo, thanks for joining, and this is on PC. Unfortunately, at this time, we do not have a console division, so just our PC division right now, and yeah.
That is right. We do.
Check out more.
we do organize all of our events on SimGrid. And if you do check out SimGrid as a console racer, they do have a way for you to do some matchmaking through SimGrid to find either events, like one-off events, or leagues that offer console racing. So always check out SimGrid as well.
Yes, sir. Coming up on the
This is a long formation
final
lap.
few corners.
Yeah, we Bathurst is already a long racing lap, and then we make these guys crawl around here, get their tires ice cold, and send them into turn 1.
Yeah, that is a really long line of cars on the track map there. So
Yeah, we
this
got
is going to be a good
31,
one.
31 drivers tonight. Drivers are now going to start being filed into 2 lines here again. We're doing a last bit of weaving. Everybody getting into their spot now. So they round the corner onto pit straight. And we await the green light. Let's go racing.
It's a good shot coming around the final bend there with all the cars and green
And they're
light.
off. Denarte looked like he was maybe well ahead. This driver's getting away nicely through turn 1. A little bump. Oh, for Stefani it looks like. Sent for a ride. He tumbles down. Everybody else looks to have gotten away okay, it looks like. So we ride on board with Daniel Hirsch. Stefani now just getting back on track. Oh, a little bump there for Jay Pesa, it looked like. Drivers round into turn 2 and start making their way up through the mountain. See if drivers behave. The cutting always a spot that sometimes catches people out, and if somebody spins in there, I can tell you, nobody's going anywhere. As we ride on board with Daniel Hirsch, looks like everybody's made it through okay. A few bumps here and there. But I can tell you, nothing egregious so far. So far, Dean Stefani on the unfortunate victim of turn 1. But otherwise, drivers have looking to get off. Oh, as we watch 2 cars, looks like Nathan Henderson has lost it. Clips Daniel Hirsch, who he keeps going. It doesn't look too worse for wear. Damian Zawadzki getting in nice and close there. There's a very tight pack going through Skyline. The car off at the top of the track there. Not sure who that was. Oh, and somebody spun around through the S's. I think that was Jay Pesa.
Where has Darren Wicks gone? I think Wicks has left the chat, as it looks like he was taken out in the first couple corners there.
It looks like Kyle Hirsch. Actually, I was wrong. It wasn't Jay Pesa. I think it was Kyle Hirsch that was facing the wrong way after Skyline through the S's. These drivers are now making their way down the long Conrad Straight. Everybody's spaced out a little bit better now. We see somebody through the dirt, and that is Don Donovan. Let's see if we can catch a replay of what happened to Mr.
Oh, and
Donovan
another
there.
car. There's a Red Bull car sliding in the camera view of that.
Oh,
looks like
just a
oh.
little bump, but just unfortunately came together through that high-speed kink. Donovan goes tumbling down the order. We had another incident here with the 666 that we can take a look at. This is Braden Breeze chasing down, looks like that would be Tyler Morgan. He's nice and tight in there. Oh, just a little late out of the brakes and just takes avoiding action. Tries to anyways. Takes his teammate and Buggy with him. It looks like he had just slightly missed his braking point to into that corner, Sam, and he tried to miss Tyler. Unfortunately, flew through across the track and took out 2 others.
Oh, there is Wicks. Never mind, he is there. Okay, I guess just drop down the order as well. Well, now you get in the Bathurst spacing, where essentially everyone makes a 0.5 to 1 second gap and has a Sunday cruise. So, looks like Don Donovan's wiping some of the tears off his windshield.
Yeah, very unfortunate for Don. He's had a couple races of bad luck. I know last week I think he dealt with internet issues and tried to drive the race with his phone as a mobile hotspot, and that didn't go so well. He was bouncing all over the place. So we ride aboard with Damian Zawatsky, heading down the pit straight through into turn 1 as he's trying to chase down Russell Stanford. Russell Stanford having a good start to this race, currently sitting in P3 amongst the Pro-Am drivers. And Jay Peso with Samantha Tan Racing, contender in the AM category, as he's chasing down Tyler Morgan, who leads the AMs. So this will be a battle we'll want to keep an eye on, as he has company though from Leung, trying to make a move into turn 2. Gets down the inside, locks on the brakes, but cannot get the move done. Leung slips back in behind Pesa.
It's a tough corner to get it done.
Yeah, it can be hard to hang on to it through the inside there of turn 2. It's such a high-speed corner, so both cars, either line has equal opportunity to make it out there. If you're on the outside, you definitely got have one of the few spots on the track where you actually do have a bit of room to run wide, to keep your speed up. These guys head over Skyline. Oh, we watched Dan Dilator go soaring through the sand.
There's a flash of red.
Let's have a quick replay for Mr. Dilator and see if that got any worse. So he makes his way through the final few corners here to the top of the mountain into Skyline. Just too much curb, runs deep. Oh no!
Oh.
Into the wall.
Buggy Watt again gets plastered, and then Don Donovan is involved as well. That is super unfortunate. That is super
very unfortunate.
Oh, that's a tough place. Well, it looks like these guys have spaced out a little bit more now.
Neil Kerbal just slaps in the fastest lap with a 2:01.0. He's currently in P3, trying to chase down our top 2. And a reminder of our pit obligations here at DRL. So drivers are required to make a mandatory stop for fuel. Tires are optional. And new for this season, we have introduced a pit window. So drivers have 35 minutes in the middle of the race to complete their stop. That means the first couple laps of the race, it was closed. We are now open. And as you can see at the top of your window, we got 33 minutes left for drivers to make their stop. So we have Stan. A bit of a bounce there. Looks like Gab got pushed a bit wide.
Watsky made the pass there.
Made the pass there on Stanford. Stanford looks to be struggling a little bit. I'm not sure he's got damage or maybe just overheated his tires, but he looked like he's sliding around there a little bit. Gavin Cook trying to capitalize and make a move, although this section of the track is not the spot you're going to want to do that. So Gavin's going to try to get himself nice and close and line that Bentley up out of Forest Elbow and maybe get a run on him down the Conrad Straight. But that Bentley in a straight line is an absolute unit. Gavin nice and close through Forest Elbow, maximizes the exit. Let's see if Gavin can get a good run here, though. I'm curious to see how that Aston can pull on this Bentley.
Thank you for the follow, Carrero. Appreciate it.
I'm not sure what happened to Maverick, just noticing he's now actually behind these two. So Maverick has had an incident somewhere on track and fallen down. And Gavin was not able to get a slipstream and pull that Bentley in. So just goes to show you the straight line speed of that Bentley, although it looks like he's got to move maybe here into the final corner. Has a look, thinks better of it, steps back in. And off they go, down the pit straight. Riding on the rear view look of Gionia. So we flip back over to Mr. Cook. This battle between Cook and Stanford.
They are cooking. Looks like Vlad is trying his hardest to catch up to them, and I mean, it's nice following two cars battling because, like we discussed in previous races, once they start to battle, you can just kind of sneak up and take a run on them, depending on where it is. So,
oh, Gavin has a huge drift through the cutting there. Absolutely sends it sideways. That's going to let Vlad get even closer here now. But yeah, sorry to cut you off, Sam.
No, his car just came off the ground. He just smoked the wall.
Tagged the wall, and Vladislav goes by. So that is, sorry to have cut you off there, Sam. Yeah, you drift a car like that through the mountain and absolutely roast those tires. It's no wonder that he slid into the wall there. Gav just needs to regain the composure now, and he's doesn't look like this battle's not done yet.
He had
looks mostly cosmetic for now. They are very close out of Forest Elbow. But again, Gav now behind a second Bentley. I think it's going to be hard for him to get a run on down this straight. You can see the Bentley just pulling away.
Ooh. Nicely tucked right in behind. Is he going to make a move on the last final corner here?
Have an opportunity into the last corner. Has a look. Nope, tucks back in again. Another great tactic, in my opinion, and this is one of my favorite things to do, is start making yourself appear in the driver's mirrors. Start making shapes, and it's not too difficult to get a driver to miss a braking point if you're starting to look like you might be going for a move. Grant O'Hara has made his way up the pack a little bit from where he started. He's now up into P20. He's made up 10 spots from where he started. He is one of our biggest gainers of the night so far. Dan De La Torre also up 10 spots in 21st place, right behind. So those two have kept their nose clean, stay out of trouble, and made up some ground.
Like Cooper has installed his fan bots into the Twitch tonight. Once again.
They are back. Hello and welcome, Cooper Bots. Always nice to have you. So we got a 4-car battle here through the S's. This is a train being led by Buggy Watt.
Oh, and the Porsche has a little...
Oh, sorry, not... Excuse me. Oh, yeah, it is Buggy Watt.
That's Buggy, yeah.
Who I think is a lap down. So he'll be getting out of the way now. Yeah, there we go. Blue flag.
Oh, almost caused some wreckage there. The BMW definitely got a little scared.
Russell Stanford makes his way. The last one passed in that group. So we have a good little 3-4 car battle here. Looks like Daffa's right up on the side of Hermani. So they go side by side into the little chicane here. Looks like Hermani does keep the spot. Stanford following along, waiting to eat up any carnage that is left by the drivers ahead.
Good to have you back, single mom.
Oh, wide off moment there. I believe that's for Gionia. So in this tight battle of cars ahead, he looks like to have lost a couple spots.
Yeah,
Russell
9th to
Stanford's
13th,
got a
they
good
are
run on
close.
him here. He might have an opportunity into turn 2. Oh, has a look, backs out of it. The frustrating thing about Bathurst, Sam, is if you don't get an overtake done into 2, you're waiting quite a while for another chance, because from here on up, it's very hard to get past. Well, it's essentially impossible unless the driver ahead makes a mistake.
Stefani is working hard to take that 6th place.
Yeah, I follow in pretty close there to Negasev as they make their way down. Oh, there's a car that was Kerbal sideways
Oh no!
through the downhill.
Oh no, not Kerbal. And I was
Let's
just about to say, you know what? Even if you're not worried about overtakes, it's hard to get through the uphill and the downhill regardless because of that right there. It's even hard to dodge cars that crash. So the curse has not been broken.
I don't think it hasn't been picked up, so it didn't throw a yellow flag. Whatever happened there?
I believe it was just a spin.
Yeah, no incident recorded, so no yellow flag, no incident. So it looks like he might have just lost it on his own. Very unfortunate. Still look at this battle here between Artur, Himani, Dafa, Zatwotsky, and Gionia. Russell Stanford in this as well. So really tight battle here in the middle of the pack from 9th all the way down to 13th. Looks like Dafa might have been a little hard on the brakes there, and it opened the door for Zawadzki. He's going to take a go here into turn 1, but backs out of it.
Oh, a lot of drifting and fishtailing coming out of that corner.
Big old rear snap there, getting on the power a little too hard. Hermione will be happy to see this.
Really hard.
But yeah, Hermione will be happy to see this battle going on behind him. Just again, let him eke away from this pack a little bit. Take a little bit of the stress off so he can just cruise, as he essentially has nobody in front of him, all the way up to Spencer Braun, who is in 7th, but quite a few seconds up the road.
Yeah, everyone's kind of spaced out except this little pack of pro-ams here, so it's nice to see some continuing action as Denarte just sails away into the sunset with his teammate Williams not far behind.
Yeah, well, I think this is the first week. This is the first time we've seen that big of a gap between those two. I mean, Denarte already put in over a 3-second gap on Williams, where every other race they've essentially been glued together throughout the race. So Denarte not wanting to do anything but just put down fast lap after lap here to create a gap to Williams. And I mean, given the history between these two as teammates in this season so far, you can't blame them.
I think we got Buggy Watt, or is that no? That is Buggy. Letting someone by there.
Quick little replay of Don Donovan having a little off-track excursion. He goes by the 85 of Malott after rejoining. Oh, and those two have a little bump through the final corner. So it looks to me, Sam, Tyler Morgan has pulled the same strategy that he did last week at Monza to win. I see he has completed his pit stop. I was wondering where he was because I see Jay Pace way up there. I was looking for Mr. Morgan, but looks like he has completed his mandatory pit stop and is trying to hot lap like he did last week his way back into first. We'll see if that works out for him this week.
Hopefully it does. I mean, there's everything seems to be up in the air right now. We've seen a whole entire grid change, multiple crashes.
Yeah, well, and I think it is a great it can be a great strategy. I think, especially for our AM group, right? Like if you're not able to put in the lap times that you know you can do because you're stuck in traffic or you're behind cars that you maybe have got some time on lap after lap at a track like this where you have to follow through the mountain and there's no real great spots to overtake for most of the track. Why not pit early, right? If you can pit early and come out to some clear track ahead and no cars in the way, then it's certainly a great strategy, and it worked for Tyler last week at Monza.
Yep, no doubt. I agree.
Darren Wicks also looks to have made a stop. And Darren was involved, obviously, in that early turn 1 incident. Looks like he has done the same. Took his stop as soon as the pit window opened. As he approaches Dan De La Torre, this should be a blue flag, I believe. No, it is not. It is for position on track. And that is because Dan has not stopped yet. Watch to see how this battle shakes out. So Wicks closes the gap here. Dan a little aggressive on that curb. Darren has a look to the outside. Gonna force Dan offline. Try to make the switch back. Nope, he's just gonna go around the outside.
On the outside.
A battle that two different class battle there between a pro and an AM driver. Flash of the headlights from Darren, maybe to say thank you. Maybe Dan let him by. Actually, I don't think that was flash of the headlights. That was the old four-way flashers, which Vlad let us know when he used that at Valencia was to say thank you. Our drivers showing some manners around this track.
When you have a chance, I'd like to pan over to Mr. Braun.
Mr. Braun. Let's see if we can find where Mr. Braun is. There he is.
Hard to miss in that livery.
Hard to miss.
So while we're on a lap with Braun, as he has a little snap there of the rear, we're going to do our first driver highlight of the night. So we'll get right into it.
Oh, yes.
Right, are you ready? So. Tonight's first spotlight lands on one of DRL's original gangsters, a man with zero plans, infinite loyalty, and absolutely no idea what's happening until lap 3. It's Spencer, Control-C, Control-V, Braun.
That's right. Spencer is the blueprint for I'll do whatever you guys are doing. You want to try a new sim racing game? Spencer's downloading it. Are you talking about a good car setup? Spencer's asking for the file. You buy a new wheel or pedals? Spencer's already got a delivery date for the same one.
He doesn't lead trends, but he mirrors them. Think of Spencer as the league's sim racing shadow. No research, no opinion, but he's always there, quiet, fast, and shockingly clean.
And we mean pretty fast. Spencer's got that raw pace that makes you suspicious. Like, how is this man quick when his only prep was asking someone, how do I go fast on this track?
And despite not knowing how to craft a strategy or which car controls are mapped to what buttons, his racecraft, solid, mostly unless you spook him into a braking zone. Then it's either elegant precision or complete jazz improv.
But what makes Spencer a real DRL treasure is his vibe. He's calm, he's a chill, he's pretty unshakable. He could be leading or spinning backwards through Skyline, and he'd sound exactly the same. It's fine, guys. I'm just here to have fun.
Spencer doesn't just race with us, he rides with us. Wherever we go, he's there, like a sim racing golden retriever with an Ethernet cable.
We love you, Spenny. You may not know what you're doing half the time, but you do it with heart, and that's what DRL is all about.
That is our first
Well, that
driver
is-
highlight of the day.
First driver highlight of the night, Mr. Braun. In the livery that looks like somebody barfed Skittles all over it.
Spencer has been a part of the league since before it was a league. Essentially,
That's right.
Definitely one of the original 6 or 7.
Yeah, it was 6. It was
He's
OG
been
6.
through it all.
That's right. Tagged his way along the whole time. All right. I don't know if we missed any exciting racing while we were watching Spencer Braun. To be honest, this race has definitely settled down. Just having a look at my incident
Did you
sheet.
scribble?
Had no more battles, no more flags. Oh, battles are getting blue flag car lets by Maverick, who's got Mr. Cook hot for company again. Whoa, another tag of the wall by Gavin and another drift. So he heads over Skyline. So right on board again with Gionia as he's chasing down. Is that John Malott? Buggy Watt? One of the two. I think it's Malott.
It
Blue
was John
flag.
Malott.
Trying to find a way by. John not making it easy for him. Now gets him by on the straight. John has
Not
yet
yet.
to lift and let him by as he goes now.
There we go.
A quick little recap of where we're at. So, Denarte sitting in first place, Chaniel Williams in second. We have Cooper Atherton in third. In fourth, we have Daniel Hirsch. In fifth, Negasev. Dean Stefani in sixth. Spencer Braun in seventh, in the number 7. Artur Hermani in P8. Albert Gionia in P9. And Russell Stanford in 10th, which rounds out our top 10. It's been a good race for Russell Stanford, Sam. I think he was missing last week, but in the races prior, not the best showing, I think he would say for himself, but currently sitting in third amongst Pro-Am drivers tonight.
Yeah, no, this track, I mean, it's rewarding if you stay out of trouble. And you just kind of keep consistent, which he's done so far most of the time. And obviously more so than other people, so hopefully he can stay in that kind of top 10 and have a nice result after missing last week.
Oh no, we've got a stop go 30 for Zawadzki. I am going to say that's going to be for speeding in the pits. He looks to be back serving that right now because he has completed his mandatory stop. So yeah, that would have been a speeding in the pit lane violation for Zawadzki, which is unfortunate because he was in that excellent battle here between 9th and 12th. So stop go 30 gets another one here in the DRL. There's 13 minutes left for these drivers to complete their mandatory stop. Most of our front runners have yet to dive into the pits. They look to be running the strategy of going as long as they can and taking a little splash of fuel at the end. Cooper Atherton zips by one of the Cybertune cars. Looks to be the number 8 of Torugo. Lets him by in a very kind way before turn 2. Cooper Atherton having a pretty quiet race there in third place. He's got Chandler Williams 14 seconds up the road and Daniel Hirsch 11 seconds behind. A little bit of a wiggle as he heads over Skyline into the S's. Looks like he's regathered control.
Will Tyler take the lead back in AM when When Jay comes out of the pits there, I think he will.
Yeah, let's just have a quick look and see.
No, it looks like Dan is right on Tyler as well.
So Jay Pesa is in the pits. Is he stopped or is he leaving? I think he's leaving. I think he's going to maintain the lead. So Tyler, maybe either the strategy didn't work or he's had an issue because he looks to be pretty far behind. Ooh, who is that? Is that Dafa, I think, in the number 15 there, trying to follow Denarte. Got a little wide. Tap of the wall.
Looks like this is definitely, no mistakes. Granted, no mistakes. He's looking in the bag for Denarte. He's got almost a 20-second lead on Atherton. I mean, his teammate's his teammate, but fortunately we don't have a Kerbal in the mix anymore there, but it does look like he's managed to kind of make his way back up to 12th.
Yeah, and Kerbal has stopped, so we obviously did see him pointing the wrong direction there through the S's. Chose that to be an opportunity to pit. So curious to see where these guys will shuffle out once all said and done. But it looks like, oh, we got a battle. Who's this?
Darren Wicks and Russell.
Darren Wicks and Maverick.
Or
Vladislav.
sorry,
So it looks like Wicks just get by him there. I think so. It's Darren Wicks trying to battle his way back through the pack after getting sent off track on lap 1, turn 1.
He's doing a good job. He was in the mid-20s.
Oh, so close to the wall there. Absolutely maximizing track limits. Man on a mission. Woo.
He is absolutely flying.
Full send. We got Stefani and Braun now in the pits. So they're now completing their mandatory stop. A little earlier than I...
behind Wicks.
Okay.
Interesting cockpit view there.
Oh!
Oh!
Did he get tapped or did he...
I think he got hit.
I think he did. Let's have a quick look.
By one of the passing cars.
I don't know if he's being blue flagged here or not. I don't
believe
see
he
blue
is,
flags.
He must.
Oh, car out of the pits! No way!
Oh, that's too bad.
That's very unfortunate.
Too bad. Sorry, Zahara.
It's like Stefani flew out of the pits and just ran her wide. And
that's a tough pill to swallow.
yeah, it's a tough pit exit here, right? Because you got drivers coming through turn 1, and the pit exit dumps straight into that straight. Now, obviously, there is a pit exit line. We don't enforce staying on the side of that line in the DRL with, obviously, the caveat being that you can't shoot across track and cause a collision. So curious to see what the stewards think about that one if it gets reported. And we'll leave that in their capable hands. Nagasev has had itself a good race, quiet race. Worked his way back, or way up to 4th place after originally starting in P12. So he's made some good traction. Yet to stop still. Daniel Hirsch now in the pits. Speaking of Daniel Hirsch, I think we got a driver highlight for him as well tonight. I'll find him. There he is. All right. Well, our second driver highlight of the night goes out to a man who's finally made his dramatic turn to the grid after ghosting us for two rounds. It's Daniel. Wait, there was a race? Hirsch.
Decided to rejoin us this week, and honestly, we're just impressed he remembered where the ignition button was. Welcome back, buddy. The top 10's been a little too comfortable without you.
He's a longtime lover of the AMG, and we mean a long time. That car and Daniel have been through more together than some marriages. You'll never catch him in anything else.
And sure, brother Kyle gets more screen time and Instagram clout, but let's not sleep on Daniel. He's constantly in the top 10, and on certain tracks, he'll straight up outpace Kyle. Just ask anyone who was around for Barcelona Season 3. Daniel took the win in a bizarre race.
Back when Eric Gukassian was still racing with us? You remember him? Nope, me either.
He's also one of the calmest, most level-headed drivers in the league. You could pit maneuver him into a lake, and he'd just say, "No worries, dude," and ask how your race is going.
A real peacekeeper, solid racecraft, and quiet threat on the grid. We may joke, but when Daniel shows up, people start checking their mirrors a little more closely.
Good to have you back, Daniel, and next time, just give your car a heads up before vanishing. Your AMG was getting separation anxiety.
Second driver highlight of the night, Mr. Daniel Hirsch. Faster of the Hirsch brothers tonight.
Yeah, he is cooking.
We saw his brother Kyle Hirsch pointing the wrong way early in the race on the other side of Skyline. Another accident reported here. We're going to take a quick little replay of. This time between, looks like Buggy Watt and Zahara again. Maybe caught up in another one. Buggy having a chase down in towards turn 2, gets into the grass, gets into Grant, and that's that. Oof.
Ouch.
Ouch. Indeed. Hey, it's Sean Ches with the Party Pickles. Sean Ches having a good race tonight, currently in 16th spot. I know he had a Monza to forget last week. Sean should be happy with his performance tonight. The number 16 in 16th place. Agastev hot on the back of Williams. Oh, because he has not stopped yet. So Nagasev still yet to make his pit stop. We got 2 minutes remaining in this race. He's going to have to make it this lap in order for him to complete that.
Hopefully he doesn't get too close to Williams there. I mean, technically he's not. He's got nothing to battle for.
yeah, this isn't for any net position on track, so really this is the lap you want to have where you make it all the way around, because you do need to get to the pits before the pit window closes and make that mandatory stop. So you see blue flags being waved for the number 18 of Zawadzki. He takes the runoff road there over Skyline. Zawadzki a lap down to our leaders now. Denarte also needs to stop on this lap. As Denarte tucks into the pits, as we expect, to complete his mandatory stop. Oh, Negative has... Oh, he ducks in last minute. I thought he was going to blow past.
We've seen this once this season. Someone missed the pit window.
Right, that was our current race leader. Denarte back at Valencia. Not make his stop in time. Hello, RMP Racing. Thanks for joining our chat. As Sam mentioned, you can join our Discord there by the link. Come check us out, see what we're all about. Fantastic league to run in if you're up for late night racing on the Pacific coast of the Americas.
Or you can be like some of our drivers. Right now we've got one in Sweden that's currently wakes up at 4 a.m. just to race with us. So our hearts are always with you, Arthur.
Arthur Hermanes, yes, gets up at unsightly hours to race with us, but does have the benefit of getting, I guess, an early start to his day. Gavin Cook in 14th spot has some company of Wes Romery in the 444 behind. Wes, another driver that looks to be having a strong race tonight. Wes makes a shape that it looked like he was having a look there in turn 1. Gav's car looks like it may be suffering from a little bit of damage. Looks pretty beat up. So our cameraman forgets what he was doing.
Yeah, I think Gav's definitely got some aero damage. I mean, he hit head on with something and then also had at least 2 feet of air there, so most likely struggling.
Yeah, he's definitely being hustled along here by Wes. Gavin had mentioned to me that he had talked about taking tonight as a drop round. I bet he's wishing he had now. Ooh, as he wiggles through the S's.
It's tough to follow cars really close through that section.
Yeah, you really have to trust the driver's ability to get on the brakes down, over Skyline through the S's. Wes has a real good look here. He's getting a good run. So he makes a move to the inside. Maybe it touched the grass there, but yeah, Gavin definitely suffering from some aero damage. Yeah, as he just tucks in behind, lets Wes by. And that is a great move by Wes. Good patience through the mountain section, able to stay close and get the job done at the end of the Conrad straight. RMP Racing, our Discord is called Degenerate Race League. Should be a link posted in the chat just above that message that you can click on to join. If you're watching along and you're not already subscribed to our channel or follow, we would sure appreciate if you did follow. Getting our follower count up helps get the league discovered by potential future drivers out there of the DRL.
Like Young there wants to take Dafa, bringing us back to the front. Atherton is 23 seconds behind Denarte. And where did Williams go off to there?
I was just going to say what happened to Chandler Williams. I don't even see him on the leaderboard anymore. Has he disconnected or left?
I don't know. Thank you for the follow, RMP. Appreciate it. Well, just like that, Atherton gains a place, just like he did in a previous race, from someone making a mistake or leaving, in this case. Which brings Negetsev to third.
Yeah, so a good race from him. Climbed his way up from starting in 12th. Chandler Williams.
Neil as well. Neil has brought it all the way back to 5th.
I wonder if he had a disconnect of some kind. I have a yellow flag here for the number 3, so I'll take a quick look. Don't want to overlook. Denarte wins at Bathurst. Oh, Wes Romery takes a run into the wall. Atherton is going to earn himself a P2 in this race. He crosses the line. Negetsev makes his way to the line for 3rd spot. Dean Stefani in 4th. Neil Kerbal, despite his little loop-de-loop, finishes 5th. Daniel Hirsch in 6th. Spencer Braun in 7th. Gionia will be 8th. Wicks 9th. And Stanford 10th. That is your top 10. Gionia takes another win for the Pro-Am class. And Jay Pesa takes another win for the amateurs.
Oh, that was a shakeup, as expected with Bathurst. Saw some people make some nice comebacks.
Darren Wicks crosses the line to make his way back up to 9th. Pretty incredible considering he was dropped to last at the beginning of the race. And Russell Stamford crosses the line in 10th to round up our top 10.
Well, there we have it.
Spencer Braun doing donuts in the middle of the track, just like we asked Tyler not to do last week. Well, that's our race, folks. Thank you all for watching so far. We're going to take a little brief intermission here, get the race highlights going, and see if we have any drivers wanting to jump in for a interview. We'll be right back. Alrighty, we are back. Race highlights going. Sam, we got anybody waiting in our green room?
I think we have one driver, Albert Giannia. So,
We're gonna ask him how to say his last name here. We're gonna finally get this figured out. Okay.
Here we are. Okay, I'll go join and let him know when to drag him in.
Okay.
Welcome, Albert.
Hello.
Hey, Albert, how's it going?
Going alright. I'm happy to just survive this race, honestly.
Well, you did more than just survive, my friend. Congratulations. You took the win in the Pro-Am category.
Thanks. I think some cars got caught up in lap 1 and other incidents, so I don't think I was the fastest by far, and you can tell in qualifying.
Well, you don't have to be the fastest around a lot of the tracks we race. It's about being consistent and staying out of trouble, which it looks like you did. So, excellent job. I gotta ask, Albert, have I been saying your last name right? Is it Gionia? Gionia?
I don't really care, but it's Giona. 2 syllables.
Giona. Okay, there we go.
Okay, we were both.
Giona. Too many
No
syllables.
problem at all.
Giona. Okay, we'll remember that. Appreciate it. So obviously, tell us, how do you feel about Bathurst? Is this a track you like? Do you like coming to Bathurst?
Honestly, no, I put it in the same category as the Nordschleife. It's more for hot lapping, I think, than racing. I like the Nordschleife. I don't like Bathurst so much because there's just not enough space for me. I'm not so courageous to get so close to the walls. It's tough.
For sure. It's a very tight, very technical track. And I agree. It's like Sam and I were saying at the beginning of the broadcast, it's one of our favorite tracks, but it definitely is more of a track that's just fun to drive if you get the flow. You start to push the limits and how close you can get to those walls for lap times. But you're absolutely right. Like, as far as overtaking opportunities go, you kind of have 2 spots. You have an opportunity and maybe into the last couple corners there after the long straights, and then into turn 2, and then otherwise it's just following, nose to tail through the mountain section, right? So
Yep, and they're still risky.
yeah,
Overtake.
absolutely. Well, great job tonight. We definitely saw you on track a few times there. We saw you get sideways a few times as well, but you managed to hang on to it, and it all worked out in the end with the win in Pro-Am.
I almost blew it. After I came out of the pits on the outlap, I hit the wall coming off the mountain, and that messed up the car. Only a couple laps to go, and I would have been caught. I think the car behind me, I don't know if they were caught out. They were getting close to me, and I was going slower. I think they spun, so they would have won otherwise. It was the Aston Martin 44. He's definitely faster than me.
Of Arders, yes. Yeah, he did lead your category for most of that race. So, but at the end of the day, you kept the car on track and well deserved. So congratulations on your win.
Thanks. Good race.
Awesome. All right, Albert, enjoy the rest of your night. We'll drop you back into the main channel. Well, nobody else waiting for an interview at this point. There's definitely some good action on track tonight. As actually, we just now are looking back at some moves between Albert and Damien here, back on lap 7. This was that tight battle that we got a good amount of screen time on here. 4 or 5 cars all fighting for position. So we look back on an overtake here between Ruess and John Malott. Whoa, big send up the inside. The game calls that an overtake. I don't know that I do. Holy. Well, Sam, we have nobody else waiting, so I think we'll call it a night. As always, thanks for joining me in the booth to commentate our 4th round of Season 6 at Bathurst. We take the trip to Watkins Glen next week. And then the week after, we get our next mystery track. And we're not going to let it be something boring like Monza.
No, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be flooded, thunderstorm. It's going to be crazy. So definitely come and check it out next week.
Check it out. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good night. We'll talk to you next week.